What appealed to me was that George Lucas, who wrote it and also directed it, didn't want a damsel in distress, didn't want your stereotypical princess, you know, sort of a victim, frightened, incapable of dealing with the situation without the guys. So he wanted a fighter. He wanted someone who was independent, and that's what appealed to me about that part, yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder!
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, last night I didn't notice this, but Cameron posted a story from Deadline that the director of the Lando TV project streaming show had talked, I think, to Collider, and basically said that the Lando project was done. They weren't going to go ahead with it. Now, anybody who loves Star Wars will be clapping right now because despite the love some have for Solo, a Soy Wars story, the movie did lose way more than they said it lost. And as someone who looks at not only the creative side, but the business side, the financials, I don't see where there's any money or anything of value that they can reap from a Donald Glover Lando starring Lando series. So they got all the way to concept art, a Bible, scripts, and it just wasn't meant to be. So there we are with the Lando streaming show, officially, as far as I'm concerned, dead. It's up there, kind of with the fake Ray movie, I think. But here's the problem. Coming soon, editor Tyler Trace basically posted that there was confusion in the Collider interview where they didn't get the story right. Donald Glover has come out. This was posted. The story was posted around 1:00 a.m. Eastern time. Donald Glover came out and said, "No, we're going ahead with it." Blah blah blah. Interesting. So we've got the director who hadn't really been involved with the show. I mean, the showrunner, whatever he was, for a year, saying the show is dead. Collider asked him the questions. He said, in all honesty, we had everything, but they just didn't want to go ahead with it. Donald Glover's saying the opposite. We're again back in the Charmino by Chinoy weird place, probably at the behest of Kathleen Kennedy, to defend something she wanted to make. Okay. And Donald Glover, I don't think really has to worry about his career going forward, but I think he just wants it to happen. It's kind of like, look at me, I have all this work I'm doing. But also I think there's a certain dread in Hollywood right now, which is why they're so hysterical, and it has a lot to do with the Church of the Democrat Party that they all belong to. if you've noticed anything, they're almost like a cult about it. I mean, you're not allowed in the cloud and the club unless you vote blue. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe a little bit of I have so much work. Look at me. You want to hire me, Donald Glover? Or maybe he's angling for Disney to give him something else. If I don't get to do Lando, let me do something else. But as far as I can tell, I think the person who's probably being the most honest here is Justin Simeon. This whole thing mirrors the fake Ray movie. When Damon Lindelof announced a week before Kathy shows up with Stephen Knight, Lindelof saying that he wasn't part of the Ray movie and that it wasn't going forward. And then Stephen Knight shows up at Star Wars Celebration taking his place as writer. Glover can say whatever he wants. He can pretend it's happening. But as far as I can tell, there's been no movement to start filming. There's no desire at Disney to start filming. Again, Donald Glover's going to have to look at the financials of the Solo movie and understand nobody liked it. They can blame The Last Jedi all they want, but that movie needed to stand on its own and it didn't because it was bad. And Glover can say, it's still happening, it's still in development. It's like you're looking at a brain-dead patient on life support going, yeah, he's still fine, he could go run 5 miles. And look, the denial of reality is something I've witnessed big time in people in Hollywood, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, Daisy Ridley, and the cult-like fans around the sequel trilogy. And Donald Glover being one of those kinds of people, I can see him falling into the lack of being connected to the reality of what's going on. My opinion is, again, he either did this for Kathleen Kennedy and for his own career, or he doesn't really know what's going on anymore. And this is a bigger, deeper dive, I think, and I'll discuss it further.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
So, where are we with all this? Well, a state of confusion, which is what I think Kennedy wants. I think the people that want the sequel trilogy for whatever purpose, good or evil, in their minds, want. Because a state of confusion helps protect Kathleen Kennedy's legacy right now. Donald Glover wants this role for some reason. Okay, again, he's not having the come to Jesus moment that he needs when he thinks about Solo, a Soy War story, just how bad the movie really was and how badly it did. And like I said before, it should have been able to stand on its own. All right, and they purposely made it so it was untenable. All right. They degraded both Han and Lando. They elevated a character that in Quira or Kira or whatever the hell her name is, that nobody liked or wanted. Okay. It's one of those things where you're looking at this. This is the state of Kathleen Kennedy's version of Star Wars. Disney will not greenlight the project. Donald Glover is not the kind of person to go over Bob Iger's head and just start filming, even though he says he has control over the production. All right, then why aren't you filming then? Where's the teaser trailer, Donnie boy? You know, but because he's not Leslie Headland. Okay. In fact, I'm going to say this. Black men in Hollywood are less likely to be treated well than white men. How's that? And it's one of those things where you're like, I can see that. And Glover hopefully is playing his cards close with all this, knowing he's not going to get the green light. First off, Disney can't afford it. Second of all, there's no desire for a Lando movie. Third of all, when Justin Simeon came out and said, they canceled it last year on me. They're not going forward. And they had everything ready to go. You get to a point in the concept and development where you're looking at everything and you're looking at what this movie would be based on, or this show would be based on. And you've got to go, no, I can't do this. We can't do this. This is terrible. All right. And lots of times, people that aren't talented will tell you straight to your face, this is the best thing I've ever read. And you'll watch the show going, what the fuck did I just see? The Acolyte, right there. That's the example. But I think Donald Glover might not be smart enough to, chant no mas, tap himself out, pop smoke here. Because I don't think he's playing with a full basket. I think he's a few, eggs short of a dozen, if you know what I mean. I think Donald Glover is playing very carefully here because he wants more work. I mean, look, this is a guy that I think, childish Gambino. I mean, why would you take the name of one of New York crime families and turn it into, I guess, your hip-hop name? That's just stupid. But see, he's got a lot going on. So also, unlike Leslie Headland, he doesn't need the work. Okay, so what I think is going on is he's going along with it for his career and to keep his name out there. Not that it's not been out there with all the publicity over him retiring childish Gambino. But he's also doing it because maybe Kennedy told him to. Or, maybe he was prompted by one of Kennedy's flying monkeys to say something. Okay, because it's interesting. The moment Kamran posted the Deadline article and basically did his own story on the Lando thing, it's not going to happen. All right. They got Donald Glover saying it was still in development. See, there's something going on here. And it's confusion. And the only person the confusion helps is Kathleen Kennedy and her flying monkeys. Oh, and it gives the black pills something to, grift money off of angry people. All right. Anyway, do I think it's happening? No. Do we want it to happen? Fuck no. I would prefer to erase the sequel trilogy and Solo from the collective memory, a mind wipe. But again, honestly, if it was happening, it would already be filming, and Simeon wouldn't be quoted in Deadline from Collider talking about what could have been. But remember, confusion is the place where evil reigns. Okay? Chaos is the place where the story group and Kathleen Kennedy live, sowing dissension and division to stay in power. All right, that's why this came out. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.